Chat, here we go. We have got Dropshot versus Soccer Pros. Something that has been done before, but not exactly in this way. We have a best of 7 between Smashy, who you guys have seen play in 1v1s on stream recently. People, when he was playing 1v1s on stream, mentioned the fact that he was really high rated in Dropshot. In fact, he was rank 1 right before we started this series. He was rank 2 when we got it all set up, but he got rank 1 today after playing with his buddies before the match. So we grabbed Smashy and we said, find all your best teammates for Dropshot and see what you could do against some Soccer Pros. We reached out on Twitter to who in the Soccer world wanted to try and take down the apparent best Dropshotters in the game. And Gyro from Rogue, JBot from Accelerate, and Stokleyy from, I believe, he's a little bit more in flux with his team. But they have agreed to go up against Smashy and his crew. Now, this will double, as I'm sure you guys might have recognized, as a North American versus EU matchup, because Smashy is from EU. He grabbed a couple teammates all from EU as well. Hopefully no one has any too terrible ping. In fact, look at this. We're all green ping here, which is a beautiful sight to see. Of course, the North Americans have a little bit worse ping here on the European server, which is where we're starting. We're doing a best of 7 NBA Finals rotation. I'm sure there's other sporting's best of 7s that do it this way as well. But we're going to do 2 games on EU, then 2 games on NA, and then from there, we'll go back and forth, 1 and 1. So, chat, the Dropshot mains are going to strike first. It looks like the prediction, who's the prediction favoring there? We got 25K on one team and 16K on another, but I'm not sure which is which because of the way the display works for the predictions. So chat, who are they favoring? Are they favoring Dropshot, or are you guys favoring Dropshot, or are you favoring RLCS Pros or the Soccer Pros? Because when we've seen this happen before, I do think the Soccer teams usually come out and can take down the Dropshot mains or the extra mode mains. We've done it in Rumble as well. I think people have done it in Hoops. Although Hoops, I'm not so sure the pros win in. But it's usually a good matchup. Right now, Team Dropshot definitely with an early lead. Although they haven't gotten a lot of damage here on the Soccer's team's half since their goal. It's a really low-scoring game and a really momentum-based game, I would say, when I played Dropshot. I haven't played Dropshot too much. And I'm sure these guys who are playing right now, that was actually almost a nasty double into a couple different holes that are on the Dropshot side. Gyro, nice 50. Pros would lose Snow Day by a mile. Is that right? I know there's a good set of communities for all these little extra modes. I'm not sure if Dropshot has one. I know that Hockey has one. Snow Day, that is. I definitely know that Hoops does. Hoops has a big, community just for Hoops. Nice slot by JBot. If you can get 2 goals back-to-back in Dropshot, that's when you know you're in business. The Dropshot team really just trying to get as much damage as they can before eventually getting scored on. Unless it's a serious blowout, you're usually not going to see too many back-to-back goals. Still a slight lead for the Dropshot mains. If you donate money, yes, it'll be a prize pool for these guys for sure. If you guys want to, donations will be added to a prize pool for this Dropshot show match. The meta is very interesting with Dropshot. It is very different from what you do in Rocket League. You have to think about the rotations and covering the map in ways that are a little bit hard to do when you don't have an obvious net you're trying to protect. It's a great tap down by Gyro as he camps out here in midfield trying to drop it straight down. Rizon, nice dunk. A lot of the good plays in Dropshot include players, basically doing the bounce dribble. This is just going to fall in. JBot and the Soccer mains going to take the lead in game 1 and on EU servers on the Dropshotters server. This will just drop right in. What team is Stokleyy on? Stokleyy, all the North American players are on the Soccer team. So there's the swing of momentum. But the Dropshotters have a huge hole. Smashy by himself ties the game right back up. I think we're perfectly tied. Going into the final minute, it'll be exactly even. No damage from the Soccer team after their last goal. Gyro delaying the kickoff. Rizon camping out behind them, making sure that nothing hits the ground. I'm sure Dropshot has an insane kickoff meta that I don't necessarily know, but with the game modes that have the high bounce, it's a nice tap down from Rizon. Chat, if for some reason you don't know, if you guys have never played Dropshot, which is kind of crazy, as the ball gets hit and gains speed with each contact, it charges up and does different levels of damage. Like right there, it gets charged to the max amount, and the Soccer main slam it down. Ceiling pinch. Only a small hole. Looks like we are going to see overtime. I expect a lot of these games to come down to the wire like this. So headed into overtime, there is some holes directly, or not directly, but a lot of damage. They are going to drop it straight down and create a humongous hole. That's what I was expecting for them to try and kill it off the kickoff there. Gyro faking, letting Laytox come in and not get a touch. The ball's rolling on the ground. It doesn't damage the floor unless it bounces into it. So you see, even though Stokleyy slammed it and turned it his color, no damage. I'm interested to see what the Dropshot mains do to consistently get damage in those situations. Gyro, a bit of an awkward read. So the ball chipped off the inside of a hole. Oh, wow. That is 2 hits directly in the same spot. But Rizon and Laytox, they had nobody around them. Weren't quite able to drop in a goal with their open space. Smashy, good high challenge. Stokleyy looking like he's trying to set up a carry. Full team pinch. Smashy could just drop it straight down. He doesn't get it in, though. Stokleyy somehow hit the edge of that hole on the other side of the field. The Dropshotters went all in a little bit. Another smackdown. Great pinch and save. Stokleyy somehow getting underneath that one. This is going to be a really tight game. Coming down to one mistake by either team. The holes are getting bigger, especially on the Soccer's half. They have got a massive, massive hole. That's a good camera angle as Stokleyy takes it from the ceiling. Laytox, a good fake. But nice coverage. This one's got to go in. It'll get smacked down as a close one. But the Dropshot mains will take the first game on their home server here on EU servers. That one little square actually almost kept it alive for Soccer. But a minute 30 into overtime, and the Dropshot mains take game number 1. Game 2. Looking like an evenly matched series so far. There is no crowd noise here on the Dropshot map. And I tell you what, it's something that every commentator is instantly aware of. The ambient noise, it's just adds to the experience so much, and there isn't any here on the Dropshot map. That's okay, because the action on the field is good enough, right, chat? Gyro tapping this down. Both him and the Dropshot players not wanting to give it any extra height. Gyro just turning it his color right before it taps into the ground. Everyone remember the name Smashy? Look at JBot and Gyro. Oh, everybody from the Soccer team just diving in. But I think you see players kind of camp out at the midfield a lot, not letting the ball transfer over to their side. Laytox, a good catch, making the ball blue. And I'm not sure what Rizon is doing here. Rizon's like pre-jumping into Laytox's carry, either to try and help him pinch it out or what. I don't know. JBot tries to slam the ball down. Rizon just needs to get any sort of touch to change the ball from orange to blue. Gyro mistouching a huge hit. Dead center, fully charged ball. For the past 30 seconds, it felt like. Finally, he's going to hit the ground. Another full charge, but it hits the edge. Maybe not full charge. Not getting as much out of it. as the Dropshot pros did. We have rank 1, rank 10, and rank 14 as of the time the match started over on the Dropshot team. Gyro, I believe, in Sakar is ranked like 10. I don't know where JBot and Stokleyy are ranked in the 3s leaderboard. Not that the 3v3 leaderboard in ranked is necessarily even the best place to go to check, you know, how a player is doing in 3s. That's a huge hole. Dropshot, open it up. Smashy, flip reset. JBot, all he has to do is tap it straight back down. Smashy's teammate really needs to find some help there. The first hole, wait a second, a clear just falls in. The Dropshot mains had created enough of a hole. Even though they got some good damage there with that shot, the sacrifice of leaving it open, JBot couldn't backflip to clear that one away. Are the Dropshot mains on the 3s leaderboard? I don't know. I don't know if they are anywhere on the leaderboard of regular 3s. Keep in mind, the Dropshot squad is also playing on their home server right now. They're going to have to go over to North American servers after the end of this game. Great play by JBot. Rizon was actually there, tried to cut underneath it, but only got to touch after the ball hit the ground. JBot playing this really passive. Didn't want to meet Rizon for whatever reason. Would rather take his free possession. Luckily, that comes away with an orange trail. Otherwise, that would have landed exactly where they had already put damage. Sakar team needs to find a way to score quickly. JBot is actually kind of protecting that big hole there. It's interesting. Nice fake by Stokleyy. In fact, Stokleyy is going to get a touch. It seemed like a fake to me, but I wonder what JBot... He just figured it was worth defending the ball and keeping it out of his half, even though he tapped it away from that huge hole. And Stokley's going to let it drop in. So let's look at the damage on the Sakar team's half. Only a couple hits over on the right side. Not too bad. Fairly even. Nice couple passing plays off the ground, too, to get the extra damage. JBot able to recover late, just in time. Nice doink. Send it back into the Dropshot half. Oh, this ball landing in the corner. Smashy says sorry. He should have given it some kind of blue trailer or something. The way boost works here is the regeneration. There is no boost pads. If you guys haven't played Dropshot, I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. Hopefully you should know by now. If not, I should have told you right away. But as long as you're not using boost, you will slowly regenerate boost back. So the boost management is a whole different game here in Dropshot. Gyro powering this up to max. Smashy is just going to take it for a ground dribble. And you can see how just killing the ball and having it roll sometimes seems like a decent way to get yourself out of danger, because it's so hard to give the ball enough bounce for it to register as a shot. This drop down, a full damage shot all the way near the back wall. Not ideal. 30 seconds left to go. Seems like it could be a next goal win situation. If it comes before the end of the game here, then we won't have overtime, but we very well might see another overtime. I would expect lots and lots of overtimes in this game. Nice redirection by Gyro to drop it down. Give his team a little bit more damage going into this final overtime. Huge hit from the Sakar team. Smashy tapping it strong. I would have thought he tried to kill it. Give it to him in a possession, but he's got a 50. He's going to drop it down. Ooh, that was close to a hole. You do get credited for the damage on that final drop. But man, that was close to being a 0-second goal for the Dropshot team, and they'll get a passing play to get a second quickly off of the hole they just created. Smashy off the back wall. Rizon pre-jumping it back to Smashy. Good team play from the Dropshot squad. And the Sakar guys can't keep it out, so Dropshot holds it down in the first two games on their server as they go up 2-0. Wow, this is actually a beauty of a matchup in terms of ping trade-offs. You know, it's not ideal to go back and forth between the US East and EU, but this is pretty nice. Nobody is getting yellow ping on either server, so it just seems not too bad to trade off. And you don't always get that with these cross-server matchups. And I was talking about it before. I bet you the Dropshot scene has a lot of cross-region play, because I would imagine it's a pretty low-queued extra mode. Or just the extra modes in general, I think I have a tougher time getting games. And then these top-ranked players, I imagine they frequently queue both servers to make sure they can get games. So, probably not too unused to playing at a little bit higher ping. Are we seeing soccer games? We'll talk to them afterwards. We're going to do best of 7 Dropshot, and if they want to try and prove that they have the soccer edge too after, we'll let them. Nice save by Rizon. Smashy looking for Laytox, and he keeps it low, slotting it in probably the toughest corner in terms of the amount of damage you're going to get out of the hit. But doesn't seem like from either of these teams they're really thinking about getting maximum damage too often. Man, Laytox just used so much boost, kind of retreating on the back wall, and he left everything open. I feel like he could have covered that a little bit more. Stokleyy charging this up. Rizon on the wall. Nice fake. Fakes are huge in Dropshot, I feel. Because if you're one-on-one-ing with a defender, I mean, you see it all the time actually in regular soccer 1v1 as well. Because think about when the game is about to end and somebody has possession. All they need to do is let the ball hit the ground and they win. We see that situation. Actually, it happens a lot in ones. And it's just impossible for that person who's coming to challenge to get the read. You know, if they don't go, then it's just going to get tapped over them straight to the ground. And if they do go, it just always ends up being a fake. Just super hard to prevent the ball from hitting the ground. And here in Dropshot, where everything is about letting the ball hit the ground, I think you end up seeing those situations a lot. High pop from the soccer team. Oh, wow, what a nice passing play. It does seem like the Dropshot team is working well. Does Laytox camp out here? I want to see. You don't really see Laytox over. I think he's just a little bit opportunistic. But he was playing around that hole, getting ready for a tap-in if any of his teammates sent it that way. So once again, the Dropshot players, even on the USC servers, score first. I think except for game number 1. Ooh, that seemed like a spot where Stokleyy might have been able to kind of double dunk the ball down. You guys have probably seen it in Dropshot before. That's a great play by JBot. Just slotting it into the open corner here. I think that's a perfectly even tie. And this is just the reality of Dropshot. And I'm not sure what the solution is or if it's even a problem. But even closely matched games will almost always be really even and come down to the final goal. Perfectly tied, though. 0 damage either side. Both goals erased. It's all about getting your goal and making sure you come off with some damage before the next. And the Dropshot squad wasn't able to do that, so basically their goal entirely erased. That's a great damage there, though, from Rizon, able to tap it straight down. Look at the passing plays again. The Dropshot squad find each other to create a big hole, almost exactly on top of where the previous hit was. If you're just explaining how Rocket League works. Yeah, it's a little bit more in Dropshot, though. The momentum of getting damage. There isn't really the concept of getting damage after scoring a goal in regular Rocket League, though. Big miss by Smashy, not going to matter. Rizon taps it high. Oh, Smashy trying to get a nasty touch. And I don't think he was meaning to fake that. I think he was just trying to tap it down onto the soccer side. But that's what I'm talking about with the fakes. He doesn't hit it. And everybody kind of expecting the hit and ends up just landing down and getting the damage they needed anyways. JBot just barely catching this. Keeping that outside the hole. Smashy. Oh, wow, what a save. It might have been blue, actually. Smashy sent it to the other side of the field. Neither of his teammates can get to it. Laytox doesn't want to let it go to the other half. He'd rather keep possession than give the ball to the soccer team. What a double, Stokleyy. Able to take a highly charged ball straight down inside the wall there. Smashy charging this one up. Wait, a pinch. Oh, that pinch. It is orange colored, but if it goes straight in the hole, it doesn't matter. Almost giving the drop shotters the win before overtime, but we are going to see yet another overtime. That ball was colored blue right before hitting the ground, which means it did not do any damage. It'll be a slight lead for the drop shotters going into this final goal attempt here. Going up 3-0 in a best of 7 would be huge. The drop shotters looking to show what they have. Oh, what a nice double again. Stokley's had a couple nasty doubles now. Can Gyro get a double here? No, JBot. He's got it colored orange. Stokleyy, will he find a way to score again? He does. I mean, Gyro taps it down. Stokleyy set it all up, though. Ooh, dangerous touch. JBot gets underneath it. Laytox just trying to kill it into the hole that rolled right past it. I wonder if we're going to start seeing any of the drop shot players start camping out around the big holes that are on the Soccer's side of the map. We saw them finish that off with a nice double last time. JBot over 1. Problem with getting it over defenders. Oh, this has to get smacked down. There's such a huge colored position to create a hole out of there. That's not great for the Soccer mains. What a save from JBot. Soccer mains are clutching up now a little bit, except that touch was not great. Laytox going to be able to 50 it. And now they got an even bigger hole on the right side. Gyro is hit, intercepted. Are we just watching from JBot's perspective? I swear I'm on director cam, but maybe I accidentally switched off. We just watched the whole thing from JBot. Anyways, Gyro's going to finish it off. Gyro, a nice clear to get it over onto this side. And the hole just too big. None of the drop shotters can keep it out. So, of course, another overtime win. That's just the way drop shot is. But Soccer put 1 on the board. Very crucial win for the Soccer mains. Preventing the drop shot players from going up 3-0. There's also the added spice of North America versus EU. North America would love to get some wins here. That might be a nasty play if Gyro got that from the ceiling. That would have been a great setup from Stokleyy. Only Stokleyy back here on defense. I think good 50 on the wall. Buy his teammates some time. Rizon will just color the ball blue. Let his teammates try and find a way to get it out. Oh, Stokleyy, good smackdown. Gyro got an unfortunate bounce on that wall there. Smashy clear back to his teammates. Ultra charged ball. Chat, does anybody know? I'm sure some of the drop shot. Wait, what? How did that not bounce? Oh, I guess it was on the blue side. What am I thinking? But how does the ball get charged exactly? It obviously gets charged at each hit. But is there an exact science to it on when it upgrades to the specific colors? Is it just a certain power hit that's guaranteed to charge it up, and then after enough of them, it goes full power? Depends on the power of the hit. That's what it seems like, but I'm trying to know the exact science of the words. Like, do we think it's if it gets hit over 50 kilometers per hour X amount of times, it goes fully charged? Big hole on the drop shot side. This is the first time the Soccer mains have come out to an early lead. I feel like, well, they got game 1, the first goal, but even then it was pretty close. Right now, it's a massive lead for the Soccer guys trying to slot it in the huge hole. Gyro taps it away, and oh man, what a 50. Laytox, good coverage. It's every 4 touches. So even if the if even the touches, if they're really, really soft, will it still charge it up again? Because Gyro just touched it like 5 times there, but obviously most of them are really soft. Is it 4 touches from different players? Is it 4 color changes? Big pinch. Laytox able to get it around on the side wall. Stokleyy looking to pinch it high. You can see a lot of these guys are often just trying to change the color of the ball before it hits the ground. It's a big hit. Going to make a massive, massive hole halfway through the game for the Socars. But there is a bit of comeback potential here. We talk about how even it is, how it almost always goes to overtime. But all you need is one little hole, and you can come back in what is otherwise a game completely in favor of the other team. I mean, right now, the Socar guys have almost an entire side to hit at now, it feels like. There's only a couple of holes on their side, but the Dropshot mains can snipe it. All of a sudden, they have made up a huge deficit. JBot, how did he not find a way to tap that down? He just smacked it hard. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. The huge lead erased. The Dropshot mains were in trouble. They were having a tough time, but they were able to slot to a much smaller space than the Socar mains. And now, although it's very likely that the Socar mains will be able to tie this back up quickly without dropping too much of the lead, you know, they already erased what was a big advantage for them. Laytox, not the best read. Rizon able to cover the massive pull, carry the ball away. Stokley's trying to tap it down, cannot. JBot, not the best of reads. But even the Dropshot mains are getting thwarted by the own edges of their massive holes on their side. 2 Socar players up. It's finally going to get dropped in. So yeah, not a single bit of damage. These guys erase each other's efforts in the start of the game. But credit to the Dropshotters. I mean, I think the Dropshotters are the winners of this exchange for sure, because they were playing from behind for so long and were able to just make it even for the final minute here. Stokleyy likely to slam it straight down, and nobody there to contest him. No reason to do anything other than just tap it to his color and let it touch the ground. Nice demo. We actually haven't seen any demos from anybody here. It seemed like a demo-heavy game type, apparently. So the demos feel like they could create a lot of open opportunities. Considering even just one player not being there means the ball likely touches the ground. That's what the game's all about. No power, 4 touches and it charges. Second level, 4 touches and it goes supersonic. Interesting. Gyro the lob. Laytox just popping it up. Smashy able to stay underneath it. This ball, when it hits the ground, will give damage. If it does, and I believe that was a huge damage right there to the Socar side. So Dropshot has fully come back here in game number 4. They're having a tough time, but now they definitely have the lead. We saw how that lead didn't matter for the Socar mains, though. So anything can happen. Still 0 holes at all for Socar right now. Laytox trying to pass it to a teammate to find its way in. Rizon off the backboard, covered well. Rizon doesn't have any boost to do anything here. Keep the pressure on for his team. Another strong hit, but actually has almost no coverage with any of the spots they've hit before. But that's a great hole. Just like that, a 1-2 punch. They've got a very decent hole, and Socar, they're going to tie it right back up, 2-2. Only a best of 3 remaining between these two. Smashy, we're watching from his perspective because he ends up being the final one to touch it, but man, did it look awkward. The way he was trying to decide how he wanted the challenge. The backflip challenge ends up not working. And Socar and NA tied up. Yeah, game 5 is EU. Game 6 will be NA, and then game 7, if we have it, we'll go back to EU. We gave Dropshot the server advantage for a couple reasons. 1, because chat said so. 2, because I think the Dropshot mains in the past have lost. So, theory, evening it up a little bit more by giving them a slight advantage. Are you going to a regular 3v3? We'll ask the guys and see if they're interested. I have a feeling if... You know, I don't know. we'll have to see. I'm not sure which result would result in them wanting to do a soccer game more. The drop shot guys winning or the soccer guys winning. You would expect the soccer guys would, you know, if they can win the drop shot mode in the drop shot guys, you know, main domain, they should also be able to handle the regular game mode. So it'd be surprising if they couldn't. But hey, that's content. That's content if they can't for some reason. JBot, a double with every single player on the map. Wait, they might have owned gold! Oh no, it's not a big enough hole. A dangerous bounce. The entirety of the drop shot team on their side. Laytox, nice fake, but JBot covers the really low angle shot. Seems like it's going to be hard to stay underneath it. Something you want to see from JBot. A little bit too strong of a touch. Got to try and avoid the side and back walls, which feel humongous in this game mode. Because if they tap the back wall, you don't get any of the damage. Nice drop by Stokleyy. Being a little bit bigger hole there too. We've yet to see either team get a really early win, I would say. You know, if you can get an early win, but what I mean by that is an early goal, not necessarily an early full game win. But if the soccer team was somehow able to drop into one of the holes they have right now, that would be huge. I think they would go into the next goal with a pretty massive lead. Nice double. Rizon's able to cover it, but this is so dangerous. Man, the 50s have been really good, keeping the ball from dropping in. Smashy playing well. Try and carry it out of his half. Nice flick. Rizon, his pinch with the wall doesn't touch the ground. Stokleyy gets credited with the save. Was there a hole there? Do you need a hole to be credited with the save? It seemed like there was any hole around there. Stokleyy trying to snipe it to the far side. He's going to. And Sakar strike first. Back on the EU servers, we're talking about how nobody yet has gotten a win on that away server. And maybe the soccer guys will be the first to do it. It's a good shot. Although they didn't get it in as early as they would have hoped. They've had that hole for a while, and they weren't able to score on it. So in the meantime, drop shot guys have been able to put on quite a bit of damage. Big pinch. Stokleyy going to be credited with a save. That one definitely was a save. Saves are also you not allowing ultra damage. Oh, is that right? Dude, please open my package. Thank you for coming here and absolutely letting us know all the drop shot facts. Get the drop shot expert. By that, I mean, I almost never play drop shot. So I think anybody who plays it regularly should have all these answers. You love drop shot. Did you bet on your drop shot rank 1 players to win then? Is that what the blue prediction is? What's going on, Fable? Fable, a North American drop shot legend. Nice save there from Rizon, and we see now, preventing the ultra damage from landing in the dead center of his side. Actually is a pretty big save, so it makes sense to game credit him with that. Because if Sakar are able to slam this down, which they do, I mean, I think they've just about evened it up. I guess, no, there's still a pretty big hole, which is the equivalent of hitting that spot twice. Oh, that's a great double. That would be nasty if it was headed straight into a hole. But wait, it does. I mean, ultimately it does. It's a great assist. The soccer team couldn't handle it. A nutty redirection. Gyro tries to glue it to the wall in order to make sure that it doesn't fall in the hole. But it gets a bit too much separation. And a slight edge still for the soccer guys. Going into the final minute. Can they hold on to the lead? Nice tap down. Chat, what would you guys think about drop shot having the damage erase on both sides whenever you score a goal? Would that be crazy? Would it be too low scoring? Is that the problem? Wow, just barely landing inside the half. I mean, that's exactly, you know, what happens in soccer, right? Like in the regular game mode, you score and then everything's even going into the next goal. It's not like you gain any sort of momentum. You don't even get the ball in your half, right? The equivalent could maybe be, instead of a neutral kickoff, you just give the ball to the losing team. But they don't even do that. They go full neutral. It's just complete reset. And Dropshot doesn't do that. Dropshot lets you keep all the progress you had on the previous attempts. It'd be too slow. It'd be basically no goals. Yeah, I think that's probably the answer. It'd be too slow, and there wouldn't be like any scoring. Because we're already, even without doing that, it's 1-1 here going into overtime. Like, how many of these games have finished 2-1? Has like every scoreline been 2-1? In fact, has there been a single game that scoreline wasn't 2-1? Stokleyy looking to drop down. Dropshotter is able to color it blue for a moment. Now they got a massive hole on their side. Both sides have scoring opportunities, so we have already seen the Dropshotters take what should have been a massive lead, the Soccer team, and erased it. That's a shot down, though, and that is a break of server. The North Americans and the Soccer mains finally are the first to break a server, and they have a 3-2 lead going back to US East, playing on home field to finish out the best of 7. Game number 6. North America / Soccer break seed. Or not break seed, break server. And now we're back on US East. Should be a little bit easier for Gyro, JBot, and Stokleyy. That being said, the start is in favor of the Dropshot mains. Wait, Smashy is a pro also? Smashy is, yeah, I know he teams with Nugget and Tricks, right? Attempting to qualify for RLCS. I'm not sure if he has yet though, right? Stokleyy. That was a really soft touch that just charged that up, which is making that guy who's a pro in Dropshot seem more right. Smashy's been looking nutty. Hard to get too many highlight plays in this game mode, I feel. Smashy's done a good job of creating a couple. Stokleyy is going to land that fully charged ball in the worst possible place to land it, but hey, better than it landing on his side. Ooh, Smashy almost able to find a really early goal. There's only been a little bit of damage for the Soccer guys on the Dropshot half. Gyro with an opportunity to maybe get some. When the ball's on the wall, there's actually, not a clear way to get it off the wall into the ground without those defenders being able to get some kind of touch on it and change its color. Oh, it's going to drop it off the back wall. Not the best read. This is a huge lead. This is the kind of start to a game we haven't seen, really. Nice touch. And that was Gyro trying to get the read on the back wall to chip it up, but couldn't. And now there's just that little bit of damage in the corner for the Soccer mains. Basically going to need to see the same kind of, clutch from the Soccer guys if they want to bring it back. They're going to have to dominate the Dropshot side. And so far at the start after the kickoff, it's looked good for them. A few different tap downs for damage. Ooh, Smashy. I don't know if he was trying to fake there. To have it drop lower, just get a really soft touch. JBot's redirection covered by Rizon. That would be an amazing goal for Soccer if they could find a way to squeeze it in that corner. Or even this hole right here is such a small hole. But Soccer are able to find it. Wow, they completely tied up. I don't think a single bit of damage was gotten. That was such a big lead for the Dropshot guys, and they weren't able to hold on to it. Not a single thing earned from it now. We are not even in to the halfway mark, which is usually when those first 2 goals are going in. A little bit past that. But we are perfectly tied. Soccer strikes first. More damage for Soccer. That ball luckily coming out orange. If you're a Soccer fan. Ooh, what a nice interception by... Who was that? I think it was Gyro. Gyro JBot looking for a pinch. Stokleyy left to defend alone, but a great dunk. Makes that damage. Go on the drop shot side. Stokleyy, what a save, dude. There are some nutty interceptions to prevent damage. But only bought him a little bit of time. Stokleyy chip and charging this one up. Oh my goodness. Nobody on the drop shot side got a touch on that. I don't understand that can happen. All of them seem to be there. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication. Early lead for Soccer. That has been proven to be not terribly important in the past. Stokleyy, you'd think, should be able to get a goal from this. I mean, the ball bouncing with the entire ground for him to hit. How could he not find a way? It did land past the hole. But he will slam it in with all three of the drop shotters around to try and get a save. Not going to happen. So can Soccer win in 6? It'll be a 4-1, or sorry, a 4-2 win if they can hold it here. This might be our first ever game ending not at 2-1. I think every single game before this has ended 2-1. Smashy leading the match in flip resets, I believe. Smashy, carry, looking to try and slam it down. If you can't finish it off, though, it's not worth anything. Gyro powers it up before getting his team back in the lead. Could we see a 2-goal win? It's crazy to suggest that that is something unorthodox, but that's just the way it is in drop shot. But right now, the Soccer guys are already in the lead in this goal. Really not a good sign. Even if drop shot is able to force overtime, you're gonna have a tough time winning that overtime with the lead that Soccer guys have already gotten, plus with 30 seconds left to go. I don't know if we're gonna even see another goal for the drop shotters. All Soccer mains needed to do was clutch it out on their own server, and Gyro might have just found another goal. 3-1, a 2-goal win. That is definitely GG's. There's no way 2 goals are going in. This is a great shot by Gyro. Gets a little bit of a bounce. Stokleyy was there to 50 it down into the ground if he needed to. Chat, North America getting a win. All we had to do was throw the Soccer mains against the EU Dropshot guys. Continuously, Soccer proves to be, you know, the best mode. Game number 6. North America / Soccer break seed. Or not break seed. Break server. And now we're back on US East. Should be a little bit easier for Gyro, JBot, and Stokleyy. That being said, the start is in favor of the Dropshot mains. Wait, Smashy is a pro also? Smashy is, yeah, I know he teams with Nugget and Tricks, right? Attempting to qualify for RLCS. I'm not sure if he has yet, though, right? Stokleyy. That was a really soft touch that just charged that up, which is making that guy who's a pro in drop shot seem more right. Smashy's been looking nutty. Hard to get too many highlight plays in this game mode, I feel. Smashy's done a good job of creating a couple. Stokleyy is going to land that fully charged ball in the worst possible place to land it, but hey, better than it landing on his side. Ooh, Smashy almost able to find a really early goal. There's only been a little bit of damage for the Soccer guys on the drop shot half. Gyro with an opportunity to maybe get some. When the ball's on the wall, there's actually, you know, not a clear way to get it off the wall into the ground without those defenders being able to get some kind of touch on it and change its color. Oh, it's going to drop it off the back wall. Not the best read. This is a huge lead. This is the kind of start to a game we haven't seen, really. Nice touch. And that was Gyro trying to get the read on the back wall to chip it up, but couldn't. And now there's just that little bit of damage in the corner for the Soccer mains. Basically gonna need to see the same kind of, you know, clutch from the Soccer guys if they want to bring it back. They're gonna have to dominate the drop shot side. And so far at the start after the kickoff, it's looked good for them. A few different tap downs for damage. Ooh, Smashy. Hopefully he was trying to fake there. To have it drop lower, just get a really soft touch. JBot's redirection covered by Rizon. That would be an amazing goal for Soccer if they could find a way to squeeze it in that corner. Or even this hole right here is such a small hole. But Soccer are able to find it. Wow, they completely tied up. I don't think a single bit of damage was gotten. That was such a big lead for the drop shot guys, and they weren't able to hold on to it. Not a single thing earned from it now. We are not even in to the halfway mark, which is usually when those first 2 goals are going in. A little bit past that. But we are perfectly tied. Soccer strikes first. More damage for Soccer. That ball luckily coming out orange. If you're a Soccer fan. Ooh, what a nice interception by... Who was that? I think it was Gyro. Gyro. JBot looking for a pinch. Stokleyy left to defend alone, but a great dunk. Makes that damage. Go on the drop shot side. Stokleyy, what a save, dude. There are some nutty interceptions to prevent damage. But only bought him a little bit of time. Stokleyy chip and charging this one up. Oh my goodness. Nobody on the drop shot side got a touch on that. I don't understand that it can happen. All of them seem to be there. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication. Early lead for Soccer. That has been proven to be not terribly important in the past. Stokleyy, you'd think, should be able to get a goal from this. I mean, the ball bouncing with the entire ground for him to hit. How could he not find a way? It did land past the hole. But he will slam it in with all 3 of the drop shotters around to try and get a save. Not going to happen. So can Soccer win in 6? It'll be a 4-1, or sorry, a 4-2 win if they can hold it here. This might be our first ever game ending not at 2-1. I think every single game before this has ended 2-1. Smashy leading the match in flip resets, I believe. Smashy, carry, looking to try and slam it down. If you can't finish it off, though, it's not worth anything. Gyro powers it up for getting his team back in the lead. Could we see a 2-goal win? It's crazy to suggest that that is something unorthodox, but that's just the way it is in drop shot. But right now, the Soccer guys are already in the lead in this goal. Really not a good sign. Even if drop shot is able to force overtime, they're gonna have a tough time winning that overtime with the lead that Soccer guys have already gotten, plus with 30 seconds left to go. I don't know if we're gonna even see another goal for the drop shotters. All Soccer mains needed to do was clutch it out on their own server, and Gyro might have just found another goal. 3-1, a 2-goal win. That is definitely GG's. There's no way 2 goals are going in. This is a great shot by Gyro. Gets a little bit of a bounce. Stokleyy was there to 50 it down into the ground if he needed to. Chat, North America getting a win. All we had to do was throw the Soccer mains against the EU Dropshot guys. Continuously, Soccer proves to be, you know, the best mode.